Hey, what is going on, everybody?
Hi.
Hey, Sandra, great to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I've been busy.
Yep, I hear you. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. But busy is a lot better than being bored. So
Exactly.
very cool. I see Michael's on here. Hey, Michael,
What's up?
good to see you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Awesome. So glad you guys joined today. Um,
Ja,
and I see we've got
Schuster.
Blake on the call, and I see iPhone. Who is iPhone? Tell me your name.
It's me.
Oh, he jumped out. Okay, cool. Well, okay, and Justin's entering. We actually need Justin here, so that's good. All right, guys. Well, what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a quick training on how to use AI Studio inside of GoHighLevel to create landing pages on the fly. And I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the things that we teach in FRAP. Many of you are familiar with FRAP, which stands for frequency, referrals, average ticket, and pricing. That's our coaching and consulting framework. And we teach you how to increase each of those areas, each of those four levers that already exist in your business to increase your profits. So a lot of you guys are very familiar with that. But puddle jumping is actually one of the greatest ways to really get a lot more profit in your business and make a bigger splash in your community. And so I'll be talking a little bit about that as well in the context of how to use a landing page effectively. So when the call is done, if you guys will stay till the end, I'm going to send you it's a really simple Google Doc. It's an SOP for how to use Google AI Studio for yourself and how to actually use the builder. So I'll be going over that as well. But I promised my friend Justin that we would dive right in. So Justin's actually going to help us today because he's got a real offer that he needs to build a landing page for ASAP. And like this offer is on fire, so we need to like get this thing done. So we're actually going to be using his use case as a real scenario today, which is great. Um, Really quick, if you and Tammy don't look too hard because I know you're driving, but oh, okay, you're not driving. Yes, okay, you can actually watch. Good deal. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Now, if you do not have, well, let me do this. So I'm here in Justin's account. Over here on the left-hand side, your main menu, you should see AI Studio right here, and it says beta. If you don't see that, I'm going to show you right now how to turn it on. So all you have to do is go to your settings. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom where it says Labs. And then right here in Labs, you'll just scroll down until you see AI Studio, or you can also search for it right here. So, well, bam. So Labs is kind of a secret thing. It's actually all of GoHighLevel's stuff that's in beta. They're releasing new things all the time. It's crazy. The new AI tools are just amazing. So I would encourage you to go through Labs and turn on as much as you can. In fact, they've already turned on like three new things since I was in here like a week or two ago. So it's just crazy. But so once you have that turned on, you'll see AI Studio right here. All right, so literally you just click into there, and here we are. Okay. Now, how many of you have heard the term vibe coding? Okay, we've probably heard that term, and it's a term that's getting thrown around a lot today. Claude Code has released a lot of vibe coding stuff. There's Google has can't even think of their name, but Google has a tool that's a vibe coder, right? And I don't have like a super scientific definition for vibe coding, but it's essentially using AI to create code for us and actually create landing pages, and you can create apps with it and different stuff like that. And then you can learn how to edit the code yourself and manipulate it, but you can also have the AI do everything for you. So here we are in AI Studio. And AI Studio specifically is for landing pages and websites. You can actually design entire websites, multiple page websites here in AI Studio. And it's very, very powerful. But to get started, I'm going to show you guys how to come up with a really great prompt, because anything AI, it's only as good as your prompt. And I prefer a lot of times to use AI to actually generate my prompt, and then I will put that into something like AI Studio or whatever tool I'm actually using that day. So Justin, if you would unmute yourself and let's have a little chat really quick. And we're going to talk about your specific offer. I'm going to get some details from you. And then, guys, we're going to jump right into actually creating this landing page. I'm going to show you how to connect it to a form inside of your GoHighLevel account without you having to like really do anything fancy at all. So Justin, what is? Tell me a little bit about your offer.
Yes. So I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and in early June, there is a PGA. The PGA Tour stops here. And there's a big tournament
Nice.
in early June in one of the affluent neighborhoods. I have an outdoor exterior cleaning business, so my goal is to do puddle jumping and various things in this neighborhood to, as people are getting ready to, they'll be hosting outdoor parties, out of town guests, so forth. So what is my offer? I need to open up my files to get the exact details. But so what do you want to know exactly, David? Just some more context of the offer, or?
Yeah, just mainly the offer, which would be your call to action. So what do we want to use to get people to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm going to be hosting people, or yes, I'd love to get an estimate to get my house washed. And like, are are you doing like a percentage off or a free upgrade or
Yeah. So
something fun?
um I put together three different packages. Kind of the headline is get your home tournament ready before guests arrive. Um, and then package one is a tournament touch up for $500, which is basically just a house wash. Full tournament prep is 750, which is house, driveway, patio, walkways, and then VIP exterior detail, which is all those things plus some window cleaning and curb detailing. And that's 1,300. And then there's the tournament ready upgrade. It's a free upgrade if they book before May 15th. So I said that's a 199 value. So it's a free upgrade for them.
Okay. 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 Cool. So you're actually you want to put different packages on your door flyer,
Yes.
or okay, and then mirror those on the landing page.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I mean on the flyer, the door hanger, there is a QR code for them to scan
Hmm.
that would take them to the landing page. So and also I'm running meta ads. So
Hmm.
that will go to this landing page, but
Cool.
presumably, I mean, this is the first time I've ever done this. I would assume good marketing would be that on the page they would have these offers there again, letting them pick which
Hmm.
one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or maybe
Yeah.
actually I need to go out and normally my SOP is to go visit the property when a lead comes in to walk through it with them and try to
Hmm.
point out needs that they maybe don't see to get them to land in a higher package.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure. So we've actually got some really great people on the call today, and they own pressure washing businesses, HVAC businesses, maid services, different things. Why don't we workshop this a little bit for a second? see if we can massage it. So Justin's wanting to offer like 3 different packages people can choose from. It's a higher end neighborhood, right? It's right there on the golf course. So does anybody that's familiar with puddle jumping specifically, does anybody want to chime in, tell us some things that have worked for you specifically?
So is it that Justin, you want to just so you want a door knock, I'm assuming. So there's no specific offer. You just want to present 3 packages and have someone pick one. Is that what we're doing?
Yes. And so also a little more context. I have 2 jobs already booked in this neighborhood, and one is uh someone that I know, and pretty like he is very on board with my why behind this, why I have this business. And so he's also introducing to me to a few people. Um, but yes, it's offering them 3 different packages.
Oh, so like a good, better, best, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
And then
best is like so high as a decoy to try to get them to land in the middle.
yeah. And then you're also going to be doing door flyers, door hangers, and running Facebook ads directly to that neighborhood, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty solid. My only concern is giving too much information on the door hanger itself. Was that what you were going to say, Michael?
No, we were laughing about the balloons.
I don't know why.
But yeah, no,
Oh, I
that's
didn't see. I missed them. I always
Yeah,
miss it.
yeah.
Fireworks and stuff.
That's my thing is on the landing page and that kind of thing is kind of a lot. I like to just kind of have like this is the offer, you know. That's why I would kind of struggle with that unless if I did it like I have 3 packages, but I'm HVAC though. But I'll have the tune-up package where it's got everything, and I don't think anyone's ever gonna buy that. That's kind of not the point. That's like my decoy. And then I have my middle one, and I'll typically sell that one. And then I'll have the one that's a decoy, it's kind of small. And the one that I'm selling is big. So you kind of have like a small, the big one, and then the small one. You ever see that on landing pages a lot? They'll have like recommended.
Mhm.
I have to draw things out. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's to keep it from being there's too much on the page and they don't know where to look and they don't know where to read.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, okay, so we can try the good, better, best thing for the landing page. But I think Justin, I would recommend having
I don't. These
one
balloons.
clear. Oh, keep missing him. One clear incentive, if you will, for that neighborhood specifically. And so you want to call out the neighborhood. You can say like, hey, Memorial residents, save $199 on any of our house cleaning packages when you book by May 15th. Something like that.
Yep.
That way, and then they can choose their package, but just to get them to the website, to get them to fill out the form, you kind of want one clear reason why. If that makes sense.
Yep. I'm fine with defaulting to whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. And I know Justin's got to jump off at actually in about 15 minutes. So we'll kind of dive right in, and then we'll get the meat of this done. And then anybody who wants to stay on, we'll kind of massage it a little bit, answer questions, and anything like that. And I don't know if any of you guys saw the landing page, which it's funny, I actually messed up something on the landing page, but it's what happens when you do last minute offers like this sometimes. But I actually did that page in like 5 minutes yesterday, the registration page for this event. So you can do this really, really fast and get things going. But what I like to do, I've got Claude Code opened up. You don't have to use Claude Code. You can use ChatGPT. I just use Claude a lot. So we're going to write a prompt really quick, or have it write our prompt for us, so that when I hand this off to Google AI Studio, it's actually going to be a lot more robust. And I'll show you guys some tips and tricks there. I've actually played with this tool quite a bit and had it build entire websites. Couple of things I've found is your prompt is really important. And you can also break up your prompt into sections. I've noticed that is really helpful, especially if you are doing a website. You can actually do like one page at a time, and then link them all together. So it's really, really powerful. But let's see if we can get this prompt going. So I'm going to say write a prompt for GHL AI Studio to create a landing page for, are we just doing house wash basically? Or should I say for exterior cleaning?
Yeah, exterior cleaning. It's all any surface on the outside. So a lot of people will have patios and decks that they want cleaned up.
Okay, got it. So AI Studio for a landing page to advertise to memorial residents who are in need of exterior cleaning services because they, my camera, they will be hosting family and friends ahead of the, or for the Memorial PGA Tour stop. CTA is schedule a cleaning before May 15th to save an additional $199. Choose from any of our exterior cleaning packages, things to include. And this is where you can just like brain dump on your AI of choice, brain dump on it. And then it's going to organize your thoughts a little bit better, format it for, the tool that you're using. In this case, we're using AI Studio, but there are a lot of other ones. I do think this is one of the better ones. But just brain dump on this. So things to include, we have 150 plus 5-star reviews, several packages to choose from. Let's see. Actually, Justin, tell me again the 3 packages you want to do.
Yeah, one second. I was using your chat,
Yeah,
and it came up with these names. The tournament touch up, full tournament prep, and VIP exterior detail.
nice. Tournament touch up. What was the second one?
Full tournament prep.
Full tournament prep and a VIP touch up. Cool. That's not bad.
VIP, no, it was VIP exterior detail.
Ah, okay, even better actually. Whoever trained that AI must know what they're doing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and then we also there was a couple of other things I wanted to mention. Okay, make sure to call out the neighborhood. Okay, now here's,
The
sorry, go ahead,
neighborhood
Justin.
is Muirfield, not Memorial.
Okay, what is it called again?
Muirfield, Muirfield.
Okay, cool. Okay. Um, okay, now here's like one of the most important parts of this is we've got to teach it the aesthetic, right? Like we can't just be like, create a landing page for me and like it's gonna, throw like pink and bunnies and flowers in it. Like we don't know what it's gonna put in there, right? So we want to give it some type of aesthetic. Um, so our brand colors, our logo, um, obviously our industry, things like that. So what's really, really cool now about these AIs, and Claude Code can do this amazingly well, but is you can point it at a real website that you want to emulate or even copy, and it's going to do a great, great job. So if you already have your brand, you already have a working website, and you just want to sort of emulate your brand on this new landing page, that's a really great way to do it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up Justin's website. So here's Justin's new website. And by the way, Justin, the www dot is on, and then the True Clean Pro Wash without the www, it's like still propagating. It might be done now, but it takes about 15 minutes. So I just added this a few minutes ago. But what we can do is I've actually got something similar right here. And so what I can do is I can tell it to emulate this landing page. So emulate the design, colors, and packages. I could also even insert a screenshot. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that because of Google AI Studio. Emulate the design, colors, and packages listed on this site. And I'll just paste in my link right there. Okay. So that's a really, really key thing, because otherwise you're kind of shooting in the dark. This is going to help us a lot. And in this case, I actually wanted to focus on the navy blue. I'm going to have it do that. All right. So now it's going to put together our prompt. We'll wait a few seconds for that. Let's go back over here. So once we are ready, we're just going to paste our prompt in here. You can insert photos as well. So I could go back here, see what it's saying. Okay, it's still writing. So while it's doing that, I'm going to like take a screenshot of this right here. And then I'm going to throw that. Oh, nope. Didn't want to do it. Usually you can copy and, drag and drop with things like that, but this one wouldn't let me. So I'm going to drop this guy in. Okay. Yeah, I hate it when it does that. Sometimes it takes a minute to to populate. I don't know why. That's all right. It's okay. Okay, let's go back to, here we go. All right. So you can see this is like really extensive. It might honestly even be a little too much, but it's a really, really robust prompt, and it's going to make sure that everything is done correctly. Let's skim it really quick. I'm going to see if there's anything that that we want to change. Can you guys can see this? Yeah. All right. So it's got our brain and visual direction. It's got the contact info. So that's awesome. Okay, the quote URL, we actually don't need that right now. Okay. Yeah, I think we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in, partly for time's sake. And then we will watch it build. And it does take a few minutes. And then we'll talk a little bit about puddle jumping and what really makes that successful. Okay. And what I love about using an AI to like write our prompts too is then it gets context and it can write like the SMS confirmation copy, the email confirmation copy. You can write a whole campaign for you. So it can really help because you're giving it context, just makes things a lot easier. So let's just go ahead and throw this guy in. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, and it will take a couple of minutes, so Justin, I hope we're okay on your time. But let's talk a little bit about puddle jumping. So the whole idea behind puddle jumping, I'll stop sharing for a second. The whole idea behind puddle jumping, you know, we talk about like it's one thing to go to Florida and like jump up and down in the ocean and be like, I'm having fun. And you know, a lot of times that's what we try to do in our home service business is we think, I mean, I know where I live in Dallas is absolutely huge. There's like 8 million people here. And so I could have, you know, a 60-mile service area if I wanted to. Or I could choose like a 10 or 15-mile service area, pick the most affluent part of town, and just go really deep on my marketing there and make sure that I'm showing up in front of everybody's eyeballs in that tiny little spot. And I'm going to make a lot more waves, if you will, than if I'm jumping up and down in the ocean. So puddle jumping is that. We would just want to make a whole lot of noise in like a really small area. And then we're going to, you know, people are going to notice. So with puddle jumping, kind of as a rule of thumb, you want to choose at least 3 different ways that you're actually touching the customer. So you want to have 3 different marketing channels, and ideally 3 different touches in each marketing channel. So that's a total of 9 touches across, let's say like 1 week, 2 weeks at the max. So Justin, I love that you're doing Facebook ads or meta ads. We're also going to do door hangers. And then you could follow up those door hangers with door knocking. That would be amazing. If you can get yard signs in the, you know, in front of the houses that you're going to be servicing there, that'll be another touch. And then you can also, when you are doing the meta ads, is Peter, the guy who's doing the ads for you, is he going to be like calling out that neighborhood? Is he like hyper focused on that neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's perfect. It's even great, like something you can do to really get their attention. Maybe Peter's doing something like this, but you can actually do a video of yourself and be like, hey, Muirfield, we're actually going to be in your neighborhood next week, cleaning for your neighbors. And I know a lot of people are getting ready for the PGA tournament coming up. Just want to make sure you're taken care of. You know, if you're needing something last minute and want to get on the schedule, give us a call. We've got, you know, XYZ deal. So like recording a video right in front of, their fountain or like whatever sort of feature, there is in the neighborhood, that can be really powerful. Because when you're marketing on Facebook and Instagram, it's all about stopping the scroll. That's
Yeah.
people are just scrolling. And so like they see their neighborhood, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on in my neighborhood? And it's like, who's this guy? So but yeah, so 3 different channels. So you pretty much are covered there, and 3 different touches. So so yeah, I think you're pretty well covered. Okay, it is like almost done. Let me share my screen. Now, once you, okay. So here we go. There it is. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So it says Muirfield Village Memorial Tournament 2026. Scheduled by May 15th, save $199. Your home will be watched this May, make it worth watching. That's interesting. Kind of took its liberty there. When the world arrives in Dublin for the Memorial Tournament, your driveway, siding, and patio will be on display for every guest, neighbor, and rental tenant. That's interesting. True Clean Pro Wash, get your exterior tournament ready before the first tee shot. Okay. So pretty cool. It's got the this here, and then I'll show you how to connect that form in a second. It's got your call there, and then this is kind of, I mean, yes, it's copy. It's also going to help a little bit for SEO. Choose your tournament package. So we can massage these a little bit. So if there's something you don't like, or let's say you wanted to change these prices, what were those prices again, Justin?
Real quick, let me open it.
And notice it's already got the most popular thing card right here, like Michael was talking about. $5.99?
No, 500, 750, and 1300, and they all say starting at.
Yeah, 500, 750, and 1300.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's have it do that.
Also,
and then
the tournament's in June, so the headlines say this May.
Okay. Perfect. We'll change that.
And unfortunately, I have to jump off to go to the GHL onboarding call. So
Okay.
I look forward to seeing this at the end.
Yeah, and we can make some tweaks. I'm sorry that we didn't get like everything done.
That's all right. I appreciate
but
it.
I am recording it, so I'll be sure to send this to you. But yeah, have a great call. We'll see you in a little while. Okay, so we're adjusting the prices, and then I'm going to show you guys how to actually connect the form. So one cool thing that I love using the AI Studio is it'll connect your GHL form. So it's a lot easier for you to like actually get people into workflows and stuff. So really cool. And then to wrap up, once we get this kind of finalized, I'm going to show you guys how to actually edit the code so you don't have to wait for this. It's actually a lot easier than you might think. And then I'm going to show you how to optimize it for SEO and publish it and make it live on your website. So in fact, while we're waiting for that, and I see you've got this couple people in the chat. Oh, thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Michael. So while we're waiting on that, let me show you really quick how to publish this. So when you're ready to publish, it will have a ready link that you can use that you can redirect to. So you could just have your web developer or whoever that is actually redirect to this URL right here, which you can also adjust. So I'm going to call it Memorial Tournament. Okay. And then I can publish that. Once you do publish it, it's going to give you a SEO description by itself. It's even got a preview of a house. So that's pretty awesome. You can see what like the Google snippet would look like if it showed up in in Google search. You can adjust this. You can add an image. So I won't do that right now, but you can add an image and change that. Now, for whatever reason, it wrote too many lines here. So let me Memorial Tournament exterior cleaning, Muirfield Village. I'll just take this part out. Okay. We're going to apply those changes. Now, once we apply the changes, then we can publish it. Okay. So it is officially published. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not. Why did it not do that? Okay, there we go. Sometimes computers and AI try to make a liar out of you. So again, you could copy this URL and just redirect to it, and that would work fine. But if you want to have like a hard-coded URL, we can go to our settings here. You can also get to all of your settings right here. There's a drop down at the top. This is the name of your project. You can go to settings here. Okay. And we can go to domains. All right. We can connect a domain. So this is kind of getting a little advanced, but you can add an A record or a CNAME record for a subdomain. So if you wanted to use this for your actual website, you can totally do that. And you would add an A record to direct to your core domain, like truecleanprowash.com. And we could use this as a website. But if we want to do a subdomain where it's like, let's say we do memorial, which I think we actually set up this domain yesterday, a QR code anyway, he's going to use. So it's memorial.truecleanprowash.com. So what we would do is we would just type in memorial.truecleanprowash.com like so, and then continue. And what it's going to do, it'll look for the DNS record. Like if you already have your GoDaddy open, for example, it'll actually connect it automatically, but we don't have that. But this is what you would need to add in. So you'd create a CNAME record. Memorial is the host. The value points to vive.ludicrous.cloud. You put those into your hosting provider, hit verify DNS, and then you would have a subdomain that you can point to this landing page. So pretty simple, not too terribly advanced, but I won't do that for now. Now, the other thing I absolutely love is, especially if you're going to use this landing page for a long time and you want to live out there in the ether, you want to have really robust SEO. So this is really cool. To improve your SEO, you can improve the social preview content and then generate a sitemap. So let's say I wanted to generate the sitemap. You're going to come in here, again, on the left, SEO. We're going to hit copy prompt. Then I'll go back into the chat. I'm just going to paste this prompt. And you can see it's got this whole thing here. And it's going to actually update the SEO for us, create a sitemap and like index. Let's say we had a website, I actually index all of the pages. So really, really cool at what this can do. Now, Justin mentioned that this actually needs to, it's going to be happening in June. So we need to change this. We need to say your home will be watched this May. Really, really easy to change. You notice how this is kind of slow and it takes a while to to, well, you just have to wait for it. And that's kind of annoying. I don't like to wait too long. So if I don't have to, I can do something else while I wait. But if I can just change it myself, I like to. So it's really, really easy to do that. All we have to do is go into the code base. This is our HTML right here. I'm going to click into there, and all we have to do is actually search for the word May and update everywhere that it says May. It's like really, really easy. So I will go in here. You can see I'm in the code base now. It shows me all the code. There's all these like folders, and I'm like, don't know what they do, but we're gonna like, yeah, it's just insane. It's amazing. But I can search all the files. I'm just gonna type in May, okay? And let's see what this says. Book by May 15th and save 199. We want that, right? We'll go to the next line, and it shows you what line of copy it's on. So you can get like kind of nerdy here. Also, I love the little sound. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it gives a little sound whenever it's done. So if I am doing something else, because I've seen it take like 5 minutes before I know what it's finished and I can come back. So anytime I'm working on something AI, I'm usually working on 2 or 3 things at the same time. So you do have to wait on the tools, but that's okay. Okay, that one is fine. That's all good because it's just saying book by, right? Let's see, a few VIP slots open. Da-na-na. And then, oh, that's good. Early May, okay. Here it is. Here's our hero text. Your home will be watched this June. We're going to change it out to June, okay? And then literally, I just click save. Still takes a few seconds, but a lot faster, right? And so now it says your home will be watched this June. Okay, perfect. So now that's great. And then let's say I had wanted to change these prices, which we did already, but I could do that in the code base. I could just search for that original number and update these. Okay, let's kind of peruse it a little bit more. Let's say I got the phone number wrong. You could just you could tell it, and that's fine. But I've actually been surprised at how easy it is and how quickly you can get comfortable with editing the code here. So let's see. So we'll proofread this a little bit more heavily later. So okay, cool. This form, I'm actually not crazy about this form. I think it's a little ugly. I think I may like to update the background color here. And so I could tell it to do that. I love how these are collapsible, right? It's got our FAQs in there. Super cool. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape, right? The last thing I want to do really quick before we open it up for questions is I'm just going to tell it, connect it to my GHL website form. And you could have multiple forms. You could create a form in GHL before you actually start this project. If you wanted a specific form, I would recommend doing that. But right now, I'm just going to have it connect to my regular GHL website form. And then lastly, if you do make any updates, just remember to publish them. Okay, like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect that. It shows you your GHL location ID. It gives you a tracking ID. Just to be sure, I don't know. I'm not. That's probably more for itself. But that way, you know, it's not like using somebody else's GHL. So anyway, okay. So we've kind of and we've got the meat of it there, you know. So I want to stop here and just open it up for questions. So, does anybody have any questions about how to use Google AI Studio? See Sandra and Tammy are here. Matt's here.
So David, I got a question.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, you know, with the package, the boxes for the packages,
Yes.
are you able to change the layout so just they're not all in line with each other?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, you definitely could. In fact, we can try that right now. One thing that I found that's really helpful for AI is to yeah, that's really weird. You can take a screenshot. So a lot of times, AIs for the most part have gotten a lot better about what's called visual reasoning, where they can see something and be like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Let's fix that." So let me take another screenshot of this and see. Okay, good. Did it this time. So I was able to drop that into the chat here. I think it doesn't work for some reason from the when you first get here, but once you're inside the chat, you can do that. So I'm just going to tell it the package cards are misaligned. Please fix them. Super simple. Oh, and actually, I have to wait for it to finish connecting that form. But so we'll try that in a second. But yes, you can absolutely do that. And you can also tell it, like, you know, we're using rounded corners. So if you're like, I want square corners, you can just tell it, hey, remove all the rounding on any of the corners on buttons, cards, and make everything square. Or if diamonds were your thing, you know, you can do that. So, and then like, let's say it didn't add the most popular in the VIP, I could tell it to do that. So I could say, add a most popular banner to the middle card and make it this color, and then add a VIP banner and make it this color. In fact, I'm going to say also change the VIP banner color to white. VIP banner and outline. Oops. There we go. So of course we'll wait for it to do its thing, but we can make those updates.
And if we had our own photos, you know, like before and after photos, could we add those to pull those in?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you could even tell it like here's a pair of before and after photos. You know, please place them side by side so people can clearly see, you know, before and afters of our work. So yeah, really anything. Just the more detailed, of course, you are with your prompts, the better. Something else too, keep in mind the best way to get to a final product very, very fast is to point it um, is to point it to a website that you admire or you kind of like to emulate your own website, whatever the case may be. So point it to that site, have it analyze it, and it's gonna do a really good job of emulating that. You notice it connected the form, and it also added some custom fields for us. So if you notice in the form, It's got package selected and preferred date range. And those are not custom fields that already existed in this GoHighLevel account. And so it went ahead and created those. So that can be really useful. Let's say that you're creating a landing page for something really specific and you need to capture some new information that you've never captured before. It's important to have custom fields for things like that. It helps you segment your lists better. So this is really, really smart where it's actually created those for us. So very powerful. I'll go ahead and submit the other prompt. And then let's just keep looking around. Like this is really dark. So it looks weird. So I could like turn this white. And again, it'll typically just by typing in the prompt, it's going to know what happened or know what to do. But a screenshot helps a lot just to make sure. And like I can even, screenshot this and then I'll append it. So I'll say, I'll circle this right here. And then I'm going to see if I can, is that the one? Yes. I don't know why my Mac has been rebellious lately, where like sometimes it'll pull my screenshots into the right folder and other times it totally doesn't. And I have no idea why. But I can just tell it, change the circle color to white. And obviously we have to wait for this current prompt to finish, then run that through later. And you can see it's like rotating it's rotating the CTA. So it's all going to the same form, but it's got like lock in my 199 discount, schedule my cleaning, book full tournament prep. So, it's cool. It's doing some pretty smart things as far as the marketing goes. Again, the amazing thing is like this literally, like, I don't know how many people here have ever like created landing pages for custom offers. And if you ever worked in something like WordPress, even GoHighLevel, it takes a while to learn how to do this and to do it well. And it takes a lot of time and effort to get something to actually look good. So the fact that you can come in here and just start typing and have like a really nice looking landing page from it is pretty cool. And not only that, but this is basically mobile friendly right out of the box. So as soon as you make this live, then it's going to look amazing on your mobile device. In fact, once we're done, I'll see if I can show you guys a sample of that. So, but any other questions? Okay, so Tammy says, will we get this recording to play back while we are creating ours? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm going to send a recording to everybody. And then I'm also going to email you guys like an SOP, just a Google Doc, simple SOP that you can use. And yeah, but it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do just so quickly. Okay. All right, so let me republish this. Oh, wait. Oh, we got that one last thing to do. I think I could even change that in the code base if I wanted to. Might be harder to find. Let me search for the word circle and just see if I can find it really quick. That's getting a little advanced even for my liking, even for my comfort level.
Is it the first line?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because it's like be like cyan
Maybe.
red.
You're
The
right.
fill
Yeah,
colors.
maybe so. I wonder, but I don't know what white is. I could try WH. But that's the kind of thing that you could, if like you could get super nerdy and you could like learn more and more, and you could ask
I would
ChatGPT.
yeah, I was gonna say run it through and see what it spits back out, what that code is.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Like I could bring that over to Claude and I could say, uh, how would I change the color of this to white? And then I'll just paste the code in and let's see what it says. That is so smart, Sandra. Um, change. Hmm. Let's try. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I think I kind of like messed it up. So let's say um, change CY to white. CY is a position attribute. Okay, I didn't know that. So that's good to know. See, we're all learning together. Stroke. Okay, I'm gonna have to like play with that a little bit. So, but again, if you don't know let me change this back so I don't mess anything up. If you don't know the code, you can always just tell it what you want, and feed it that screenshot. So let's see how it did on here. So it did pretty good. It's still like it made this one higher, and maybe it did that on purpose, you know, as a design thing. I kind of would like them all together, and so I could just tell it specifically, please make all the package cards, um, make the top of them the same level. And then I don't like the way this turned out, so I would just change that color. Maybe I would do like a lighter blue or something. So I'd just play with it. Um, so it did what I want, but I didn't like it. So I could just change it. And then finally, let's do this. So we want a thank you page for this, right? And um, so I can just put in here, make a page to go with this so that after people fill out the form, it lets them know that we will contact them within 1 business day to schedule their free estimate. Okay. So don't forget your thank you pages whenever you're doing something like this. And that is actually, you can actually put that in the first prompt if you want to. I've done that before and it's done a great job. I actually did that yesterday with with what we did here. Now let's go ahead and just check this out. So this is the landing page live. So it's technically live. It's hosted at vibepreview.com, so you could use a URL redirect again. Um, let's see what the mobile looks like. So I'm gonna hit this button here. Wait, why is it? I don't know why it's, excuse me. Oh, there we go. I'm doing the wrong thing. No, it's not. Doesn't look right. Here's Justin. Okay. Hey, Justin, welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. So we're kind of just wrapping up, but we're just looking at what it looks like on mobile. So you can see it's pretty well mobile optimized. And then I wanted to test the form. That was the last thing I wanted to show you guys right now. Um, and Justin, I'm going to, of course, send you guys a recording link after this, and also an SOP, a Google Doc SOP that you can use to do this yourself. But let's try filling out the form. So you see how like the text is not showing up. So again, you might want to change the background colors, and like you can totally do that. So it already has, it doesn't have like a full landing thank you page, but it does have a like a pop-up, right? That serves as a thank you page. So it's already really done. We don't need to necessarily add anything extra. And you could change this. All of this is editable. So like Justin sees this and he's like, wait, that's not true. I can't do that. Or I can't promise that. Then you could tell it to edit, on the thank you pop-up card, um, say we'll get back to schedule your estimate within 24 hours or whatever that is. And so it'll update that. But this is really 100% functional and like ready to go. In fact, if I go back, it's still making some updates there, but I can even check and see if the contact went through that I submitted just now. So obviously, before we go live, before you put it out to the world, test your forms, make sure that things are firing the way that you want. Let's go to contacts. Nobody write down these phone numbers and steal anybody's information. Okay. So actually, I don't think it's kind of a good problem to demonstrate. I don't think, well, no, I know that it didn't go through. So whoops, let me go back here. Let me check one other thing. Yeah. So see, it says my last activity is 2 days ago, which is not true. It should show up. So I would just come in here and tell it, I tested the form and it did not create a contact on in GHL. And I can stop what it's doing right now because we don't need to create a landing page. That's fine. So we can just troubleshoot this, right? Like something happens or whatever, we'll just troubleshoot it. When I did mine yesterday, one that I emailed to you guys, I tested it beforehand and it was working. So, it's normally supposed to connect to your CRM, to your GoHighLevel, and actually, create and process contacts through your website forms. So when you're seeing, like, when you click on this and you see this form right here, this is basically like a mask. It sits on top of your GoHighLevel form, and it'll create a contact and like push it through. So what you could also do if you wanted like a really uniform aesthetic, I hope I'm not getting too nerdy. Am I like getting like too advanced, or like you guys are okay? Sandra's okay. Okay, good. So what you could do is you can also grab the embed code for any of the forms inside your GoHighLevel. So for example, I could come here to my forms builder I can go to True Clean Pro Website Form. So this is the main form. All right, so it's got all the fancy info. It doesn't have, what it doesn't have though is like those custom fields that we set up or that it set up. So I could add those here. But let's just for testing, we'll click integrate, and this will give us the embed code. And you can choose whether you want the form to live on the side of the page or you want a polite side in where it like slides in. Do we want a pop-up? So this is actually what we're going to use because we want to be able to click the button on the landing page and then a form pop-up. So that's the one we're going to use. Inline means that it's going to live live on the page, like and just be open where you can see it. So we're going to choose pop-up. We're going to copy this embed form. Then we come back over here. So this is, again, if we don't want to use the form that it just made up for us, then I could tell it, please use this form for when people click on the schedule buttons. And I'll just paste that embed form in. Okay. And then we push that through, and then it can update what form it's actually using right here. So that's another option, right? So it's pretty flexible, really. So any questions so far? I know we've covered a lot, went over a lot of things. But can you guys see how this can actually be useful for you? I mean, I know, like Tammy, I know you know this, like you're sitting at your desk 3 p.m. on a Thursday and you're like, oh my gosh, I just thought of the most amazing promotion ever. And then it's like, okay, web guy, like here, I want this promotion. Or you try to do it yourself, right? You go to WordPress and you're like trying to edit your site and you're on Wix and you're like killing yourself because it's just not what you imagined in your mind. And then it takes so long and it's exhausting that by the time you get something halfway done, you're like, something else is on fire and you just like never get back to it. And so there's all these promotions sitting in the recesses of our brains that we've never released. Am I right?
That, and I've been burned before. I've had 2 of these done. Never has rolled out. And then I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do any of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just have so much more control. It's really so easy now. And if you're using another tool like Claude or ChatGPT, again, when you give it context, it can then write the copy for you, the email and text copy. Or you can use my Rainmaker tool. I'll throw
I do
this in
have
the
one
chat.
question.
If
If you have different pages on your website, can you do different landing pages, like for my residential one and then my commercial one? Like if I'm doing Google Ads, say commercial, and then Facebook Meta is the other one. Can you do multiple of these on one website and stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to put my Rainmaker GPT in the chat. So I would encourage you guys to grab this. And if you need to write copy for a Rainmaker, you want a custom landing page for it, but you want the copy that's like actually trained on Josh's system and on what a Rainmaker really is, this does a really, really good job. So I've trained it on all of our Rainmaker material.
Yeah, we do a lot of Rainmakers. We just did one this week.
Yeah, it's really good. So your question, yes. So to answer your question, absolutely. We can when you go to publish it, the way you're going to do that, Tammy, is you just update this here. So you see on my when I publish it, my link is Memorial Tournament. So like you could have one for residential, one link for residential, and a totally different landing page for commercial. And you just use different links. That's really all you need. And to make it easier on yourself, you could actually even duplicate a page and just repurpose it for commercial, let's say.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's try this now. Let's see if it goes through this time. Cool. Fancy. And I would recommend too, like, well, you don't have to do this, but you could put a link to your main website at the bottom. You know, that could help your SEO a little bit, and also like just help people kind of build more of a relationship with your company. But let's go over here and see if that went through. I don't think it did. Well, this is not good because I kind of like it's kind of the most important part. Hmm. Um, okay, let me try. Let me try something different here. Uh, Here's a little nerd trick. You can actually, oh man, you can't see it. You can add +1, like if you have a Gmail address, you can add your email and then +1, +2, +3, +4, and it treats it like a brand new contact. But yeah, this is I'm a little concerned because this isn't what you want to happen on a live training, but stuff happens, right? And you got to figure it out. But because I'm a little surprised, mine worked on the first try yesterday, so I'm not sure why it is not connecting to the CRM. But again, sometimes you have to tell it more than one time or more than one way. Um, See, it says it's supposed to do it, but okay. Well, let me push this through just for fun, and I'll show you guys how you could update the form that it's using. So let's say it's just like it absolutely refuses, it's totally rebellious. Um, then you could change the form to a form that you know works and it's a real form, and then just use that. And maybe you need to update some colors or whatever to match, but that's a pretty easy lift. So we'll wait for that to update here. Let's see if this went through. It did. It did. So for whatever reason, it was just rejecting. I guess because there wasn't really like a clear automation for it to update a contact record. It was rejecting the request, and so when I changed my contact info, and it treated me like a new contact, and it worked. So it does work. Um, so it was just not liking the fact that it was the same contact info. So that works. Does work. Pretty cool stuff, right?
David, on that form, do we need to have a checkbox for they consent to receive texts?
Technically, you should. Yeah, so we could have it add that in, and you could honestly copy the. You could just go to your forms and copy whatever is already there. You know, just tell it, add this as a consent checkbox. So like this guy right here. But yeah, you really should to be compliant. I don't think you'd really get flagged, but it almost looks more professional and more legit if you have something. Great question. And I was showing everybody, Justin, remember how this said your home will be watched this May before? So you can actually go in instead of every time you make a change, it can take 2 to 3 minutes. I've had it take 5 minutes. And then it will stall out, won't even do anything sometimes. So you can actually search for a word that you want to change in the code base and just change it like that. So if I come here and I search for the word June, it'll show you what line of code that's on and where it is. So then I could just change this to whatever I want it to say. And let's say you just even wanted to change all the copy and you know exactly what you want it to say. You can just search for a keyword in the phrase, come here and change it, publish, save it, and you're done without having to wait forever for this over here. So that's really easy to do for minor changes. Cool. All right, guys. Well, here I'm going to throw this SOP in the chat. I gave you guys the Rainmaker as well. And yeah, so again, just to kind of recap, make sure you've got AI Studio turned on. And if you don't, just go into labs in your settings and turn it on. And you'll be able to come here. Highly encourage you to, again, brain dump in your favorite AI, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, and tell it that it's going to be a prompt for Google AI Studio. I'm sorry, GoHighLevel AI Studio. And then it'll spit out a really good prompt for you that's just going to generally do better. And I highly encourage you to point it to your website or a landing page that you want to emulate, and make sure you tell it the brand colors and even the fonts that you want it to use if you want to do that. I didn't really demonstrate how to upload photos, but you can absolutely do that. Something's in my way here. There it is. Wait. I won't move. But anyway, you can see the little plus sign down there. You can add photos in. You can have before and after photos. So you can do a lot of really, really cool stuff. I'll actually show you guys one more website that I created, like a one-page, real simple one-page website we created for somebody recently. Let's see. Actually, I don't even see their account here. That's weird. I'll get with them later. Oh, here it is. Change names. So I'll show you their one-page website that we did. And this is not finished. It doesn't have their own photos, but this is like actually an AI photo. This is from I believe it was from like one prompt. It's like a one prompt website. So it's not bad, right? So if you need something on the fly, this is just an amazing way to do it. Well, cool, guys. Well, thank you guys for jumping on today. Like I said, I'll send you the recording and the SOP as well. So does anybody have any last minute questions? Everybody good? Okay.
Any chance you can stay on for a minute, David?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you guys. We will see you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me stop the recording really quick. Here it is. Where's my fathom? Here it is.